What's up, y'all? It's your girl and I'm back for another video. So we're in my kitchen. I just got here, so we're not even completely unpacked, but I am cooking some eggs for breakfast. And I thought, you guys can't see me, I thought to myself, why don't I go ahead and chat with you guys while I'm making some breakfast. So we're gonna start with some eggs. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit really quickly about my experience with this move. We're still not actually done. I have to make another trip over to the house. It's Sunday, so I'm gonna go make one last final trip to the house, make sure I get everything that I needed. I still have like some car seats, strollers at the house, a couple of little things. I didn't realize that trying to do this myself, 8 months pregnant, was gonna be this hard. The last time I've done a move by myself, I've moved myself before in the past, probably was about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I mean, it was a while ago. And I wasn't pregnant, of course. So it was easier. I rented a U-Haul and I basically just packed up all my stuff and moved it all. It was really hard to do all that. So I know how to do a move. I know how to coordinate a move. I know how to do all that, okay? It just was like this time was different because I'm pregnant, I'm tired, I'm in the last few weeks of my pregnancy, and it just was super, super hard. So, you know, the packing was hard, it just was hard. I don't know why. So anyway, I found some movers online. I called around to a few different companies. It was just so weird because the few companies that I did call, they were like, one company was like, okay, we'll bring a 26-foot truck, we'll, you know, load your stuff up, we'll break your beds down and all that, but you have to drive your truck from your old place to your new place. Like, you have to drive our truck from your place to your new place, from your old place to your new place. And I was like, where'd I do that at? I didn't find a fork. Hold on. I use a plastic fork because I can't find my real forks right now. They're somewhere in a box. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm gonna crack a few eggs. I called around, and then so this company wants me to drive my own truck. I just thought that was weird. Like, I've never heard that before. I'm like, why would I pay you to do all this work and then still have to drive my own truck, you know, to the house? It just didn't make sense. It was weird to me. So I said no to that one. Called around a couple other companies. A couple didn't give me a response. A couple didn't have availability. A couple of them wanted to come out and do a quote, and I'm like, I don't have time for all that. So it was just like, you know, I don't know. So finally I come across this company, and he's like, yeah, we'll come out, we'll send 2 guys. It's like $290 for 2 hours and things like that. Most moving companies, you know, are standard 26-foot truck, you know, things like that. So I didn't think much of it, and I was like, okay, well, it seems like they had availability on the day and time that I needed. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm just mixing this together. Mixing. Locked it in. The guys show up, right? First of all, he calls me on the day that, you know, on the day of, and instead of coming at like 11, they want to come at like 10, which is an hour early. I was making trips to the old house, from the old house to the new house, bringing small items because I didn't want to waste my 2 hours, because my thing was like, I'm not spending more than the $300 for the 2 hours, because after that it was like $150 an hour. It was crazy. It was like too expensive, and I was like, I can't afford that. You know, I'm trying to move. I'm about to have a baby. I got birthdays, back to school coming up. I can't spend $600 on a move, like on just to move my furniture over when we really don't have that much. You know what I'm saying? We have stuff, but we just don't have that much. So I'm like, 2 hours should be plenty. And I've done a move before with all of our stuff and paid movers, and it only took 2 hours. Okay, let's just put that out there. So it's not like I didn't know what I was doing. Put these eggs in here. The eggs are on the stove now. They're just in there thinking about cooking. So while that's getting together, we're gonna chat, okay? So I So they get there, so he calls me, says, can they come early? I'm like, okay. So I rush back to the house. I'm, you know, doing the last final touches and stuff like that. Normally I like to have everything complete. Everything wasn't complete. I had to still tape up boxes and stuff like that. So they get there, I sign off on the paperwork, things like that. And then I notice about halfway, you know, I go around and show them what they need to move and what needs to be done and things like that, what's going, what's staying. And then, then they start loading everything, and I realize their truck is like an 18-foot truck. That was the first problem. And I was like thinking to myself, how is a 4-bedroom, and mind you, when I called, I told the guy how big my house was. Not 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom. I told him how big my house was, what all was being, moved and all that stuff. I told him all that, you know what I mean? And he still sent a small truck. I prefer my metal spatula for this, but see if I can find my metal spatula, because this plastic one, it's not gonna scrape all my egg off the bottom. Now all I can find is my grill spatula, so we'll just have to use that. The key to me having good eggs is to not flip them too much, and then I don't put too many eggs in at once. I make a lot, and then I'll just pour in and make them in batches. But anyway, so the truck is small, and I noticed that, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess they got it. You know what I'm saying? I guess it'll be big enough. And then they get, about 45 minutes in, and he's like, well, one of the guys is like, well, I don't know if we're gonna be able to fit all this stuff in, take all this stuff. Well, he's like, what's all going? And I'm like, this, and this. Like, what's all left? I'm like, this, and this. And he's like, well, I'm not sure if we'll be able to fit all this in. And I'm like, so, mind you, in the beginning, they both were like, yeah, we can get it all done in 2 hours. He's like, I'm not sure if we'll be able to fit it all in the truck, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so what do you suggest we do? And he said, well, one of the guys was like, well, what I could do is, he's like, we're really trying to get you in at that 2-hour mark like you asked. He's like, so we'll take what we can take now and fit in the truck now, and I'll come back in my free time, like after work, and I'll just come help you guys with this stuff. So I was like, that's so nice of him to come and offer to help me, after hours and stuff like that. They assured me that all of the big furniture would be, and then they assured me that most of the big furniture would be gone. All the big furniture, my couch, the beds, things like that, would be gone. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Those look good. I don't have any cheese, but if I did, ooh, some sprinkled cheese, honey. Look, I make the best eggs in the world. Just thought I'd let y'all know. So anyway, back to the story. So then I'm like, okay, if that's what you suggest, then fine, because I'm not really trying to pay more than $300. So move what you can, The reason why I hired them was because I can't move the heavy stuff. I couldn't do that stuff by myself. I don't have any help. And I needed somebody to help me put up the beds and stuff. The stuff I couldn't do by myself, you know what I mean? Or shouldn't do by myself. I can do it, but I probably shouldn't, especially being high risk and everything like that. I already pushed myself and strained myself too much during this pregnancy. I need to really make sure that the baby stays in my body as long as possible, even though, if he was born right now, he has a very, very good chance of surviving. He'll just be small and have to face some challenges, but who wants their kid to go through that? Who wants the baby to be in the NICU and have, issues? So, we all want our babies to stay in as long as possible. I'm already delivering him a month early. I didn't, I'm not trying to stress myself out to the point of early labor. Those are good. All right. I'm gonna sprinkle some more garlic parmesan on top since I don't have any cheese. Just for flavor. All right, making another batch of eggs. Anyway, so they finish, and we go to the house. Everything's like a rush. So I'm like trying to hurry up. You know, meanwhile, I got the kids running around. I got my mom asking me stuff. I'm trying to, it's a million things going on. So they're done. They're ready to go. They get my mom's stuff. I'm like, okay, let's get in the car. Let's take you to the new house. We get here, and you know, they're taking the stuff up. And as they're taking the stuff up, I'm not really noticing, but I noticed, like, wait a minute. Like, they brought my bed. They brought like one bed or two beds. The twins have bunks. The boys have bunks, and Cadence and Kaya's bed are single beds. And they left like all the beds. They brought the top half of Kingston's bed, or the top half of Kingston's bunk bed, and my bed, and that was it. It was a mess. And they did not take anything. They brought the couch, they brought the dining table, but they didn't take, like, you know, they brought some of my boxes and stuff, but they didn't take a lot of the stuff that I needed them to take, like the beds and stuff. So he assured me, and once I realized that, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, really? I paid $300 and you guys took one bed. They didn't put it together, because he was like, well, we're pushing it. We're right at the end of your 2 hours. Like, we're coming up right on your 2 hour mark. And that's when you wanted us to be done. So, you know, we can't, he's going to come back and help you put up the beds and stuff later. So I'm like, all right, that's fine, I guess. You gotta do what you gotta do. He does come back, but he comes back so late. It was like 9:30 at night. So he comes back, and he does help get the rest of the beds over here. And then he said he was gonna come and bring a truck, and he does not have a truck. He had a mini little car. So I said, you know what, beggars can't be choosers. I'm grateful to have the help, you know, and he offered to come back for free. So I said, okay. Even though, looking back, I'm like, it should have been for free, because this is the service that this is what I paid for that I didn't get. So honestly, this should have been free anyway. I should have called the owner. I didn't, but I should have. I'm with the kids. I'm trying to settle them down, get them ready for bed. I'm exhausted, because I had been up earlier that morning moving myself, and then I had to coordinate that whole thing. So I'm ready to sit down for a minute. So I told my mom, the stuff is ready to go. Just tell, he knows what to get. Just go and, coordinate it for me. So she goes over there and coordinates everything for me. They use my car, and they break down the bed. He breaks down the beds. They get most of all the furniture over here. There's still a lot of stuff that was left at the house, though. But considering that he had worked all day, I'm grateful that he came back and he helped us do that, because he didn't have to. He didn't have to offer. But I'm just disappointed because, y'all, I did not get $300 worth of service at all. And I didn't really realize that until now. I did not get $300 worth of service at all. Here I am. I hired them the day before, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? The day before yesterday, Friday, today's Sunday, and I still do not have all of my stuff out of that house. Most of it's here, but I had to do a lot of that work myself last night still. I had to move I have these storage cabinets with cubbies. They're pretty heavy. I had to move those myself. I had to move all of my dining room chairs because they didn't bring those. I'm going to have to put up my own beds because the guy, he stayed and he helped get some stuff from the house, but then, of course it was like 2:30, he had to leave. And then he's like, I'll come back and I'll help you put up the beds. Again, he didn't have to promise that, he didn't have to say that, but then of course I knew it, he wasn't gonna come back, and he didn't. And I paid to have my beds broken down and put back up because you know what I mean? I feel like, give me the truck, I could have did that myself. So I don't want to seem like I'm ungrateful or I'm not grateful for the things that I did get, but I paid for a service. And I feel like I got effed because they didn't have a big enough truck. That's what I feel like the issue was. They didn't have a big enough truck to fit everything in, and because I wanted it to be a 2-hour move, they couldn't make 2 trips. But I'm like, what moving company goes to a move without a 26-foot truck? You don't, especially with me telling you it's a 5-bedroom house. I just have never. I have never in Colorado experienced that. So it was crazy. I thought it would be the same out here. It was different. That's my story about moving. So I paid $300 really for nothing. And then Kingston, I haven't been upstairs in the loft to get that whole area together yet because we're still in the process of moving. I haven't started unpacking anything. And Kingston says that one of the legs to my couch is broken. And I'm like, are you sure? So he seems to think that they broke the leg off my couch. I really hope that's not the case. I'm just stressed out, guys. Every time I feel anger, you know who I get angry at? Old Buddy Cuz. Okay? If you don't know who Old Buddy Cuz is, you need to go back and watch my main channel. I'm just irritated, like, you know, this is why and you know how people try to take advantage when it's just you're a woman, and I have kids, you know, they try to take advantage and be like, oh, well, this is what we're gonna be able to do in this 2 hours. Whereas, you know, even though I'm a woman and I'm strong, you know how it is. If there would have been a man here to be like, nah, bruh, I'm gonna need you to make sure you get these beds and break this down and do what you need to do, and whatever. That'd be different, but come here, Blaze. Are you up? Come here. But, girl, not having that extra manly, even if I just had a friend to come by. I don't even have any friends out here, any male friends out here. This is it. This is my eggs. Really delicious. Hey, Poopy. What you doing? You want some eggs for dirty? Come on. I give us some eggs. Come on. Daddy, look. Look at the camera. Say good morning. Everybody else is asleep. We were out late last night. So we ended up having to go make another trip back to the house yesterday to get some more stuff. We had to bring all the kids. So we were out late. So everybody's probably sleeping in. They're just now starting. What's on? They're just now starting to like wake up. So Kingston and my mom were out early though. They went and got a couple of things from the house, and they came back and went again. So I'll probably end up getting, you want some? I'll probably end up going and doing my own trip here pretty soon. So once they get back. So I just wanted to make up some eggs, and then I'll make up, you want some more? Make up some French toast or pancakes or something real quick for these kids to have when they get up. Is it good? So y'all, I mean, it's been crazy. It's been tough. It's been difficult. We're almost there. I feel like after today, I could focus on moving in, unpacking and putting stuff together and decorating the stuff that I want to do. That's the fun stuff. That's the fun part. The moving part sucks. So yeah, y'all. There are hurdles, but we will get there, okay? Y'all, crazy. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get these kids fed, and I'm gonna finish getting this move done. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.